You know that feeling when you walk into a room and the air is thick with something you can't name? When your fingers brush a doorknob and for a split second, your heart aches like you're homesick for a place that never existed. That's how today begins. A small cafe on the corner, the same chair by the window, the same old man sipping the same coffee, his hands trembling just enough to spill a few drops. You've never been here before, at least you don't think you have, but everything, the chipped mug, the smell of burnt toast, the jazz humming from the radio, it all feels lived in, too lived in. You sit, you stir your coffee, you say thank you to the barista like you've said it 1,000 times. You watch people pass by the window. One of them smiles at you. That smile, it's not recognition, it's not curiosity, it's grief. Just a flicker, and then it's gone. Your chest tightens for no reason. You glance at the napkin on your table. A name is written in the corner. It's your handwriting, but you don't remember writing it. Your days have been like this lately. Everything is almost real, almost yours, but never quite. You walk the same path home. The bricks on the sidewalk are uneven in the same places. The wind picks up at the same turn. The same cat watches you from the same balcony. And all the while, the thought grows louder. What if I'm not remembering my life, but reliving someone else's memory of me? You see them, your friends, your family, strangers you swear you've known. A woman on the subway laughs the way your sister used to. A man at the bookstore holds his cigarette just like your father did. A child hums a tune that you haven't heard in years, but you know every note. You try to engage. You smile, wave, speak, but they don't see you. Not really. They react, yes. They speak, they nod, but never fully. Their eyes slide past you like smoke. Their answers are rehearsed, faint echoes, not conversations. It's like watching a play where everyone remembers their lines, except you were never cast in. The memories grow stronger. You try to hold on to one, a dinner, a conversation, a hand holding yours, but the details dissolve like fog. Only the emotion remains, grief, warmth, regret. It hits you in waves. What if these people aren't real? What if they're fragments, leftovers from someone else's longing? And the deeper, colder thought, what if I'm not remembering them, but they're remembering me? Just a flash, a feeling in someone else's heart, not a person, just the echo of one. It starts with a photo. You find it in a drawer you don't remember opening. You're in the picture, smiling, arm around someone whose face is just out of frame. The date on the back is smudged. The name underneath isn't yours. Then there's a letter, signed in your handwriting, but you don't recall ever writing it. It talks about someone named Clara. You don't know a Clara, but when you read her name, your chest tightens like you've just lost her. Later, on the radio, a song plays, simple and old. You've never heard it before. And yet, tears rise without permission. A memory, or the trace of one, opens like a wound, but there's no image, no story, only ache. You laugh one day and realize you've laughed that exact way many times. Not just often, identically, like a playback, like a recording. Even the way you sit, think, argue, it's all repeating. You're not growing, you're looping. These aren't coincidences, they're patterns. Not in the world, in you. And the slow sinking feeling grows. What if this isn't who I am? What if this is who someone remembers me to be? Not a full self, just a version that stayed in their mind. Edited, reduced, emotionally preserved. The world feels thinner now. Conversations fade too quickly. Rooms feel half-built. People speak in outlines. You hear their words, but they don't seem to see you. You walk through a park and wonder if the trees were ever real, or if they're just familiar because someone once remembered them with you. The sky always looks the same. And then the thought arrives quietly, like fog. What if I don't exist at all? Not in the way others do, not in the world. What if I'm not alive, but remembered? What if this self, these thoughts, this place, isn't mine, but the echo left behind in someone else's mind? That would explain it, wouldn't it? Why no one calls? Why no one touches? Why nothing ever really changes? You're not living a life, you're living a loop, because memory cannot grow, it can only repeat. And now every second feels borrowed, not from time, but from grief. You sit alone and ask, if I'm just a memory, does that make me less real or more precious? There is no grand revelation, no voice from the sky, no moment where the world suddenly makes sense, just silence and peace. He sits quietly in that same cafe. The sun is warm on his hands. The cup in front of him feels heavier today, more present. Maybe being real isn't about being seen. Maybe it's about being felt. A memory exists because someone held on, because someone couldn't let go. And in that, there's meaning. Maybe not the kind that moves mountains, but the kind that keeps a photograph from fading, a scent from disappearing, a voice from being forgotten. Maybe he is that photograph, that moment, that last flicker of someone who once mattered deeply. And maybe that's not a tragedy. Maybe that's a gift. He closes his eyes. Maybe I'm not real like the living are, but I'm still real to someone. And maybe that's enough.